Start করছি recording start হবে. Uh, Good evening, everyone, and welcome to another new episode of Meet My Gems, initiated by our teacher, Dr. Prem Kumar Agarwal. Sir's contribution towards the field of legal academia is immense. If we start with his journey, he resigned from the West Bengal Judicial Services and then pursued his passion and dream for teaching young legal minds. He is one of the founding faculty member of WBNUJS Kolkata. He is currently the visiting faculty of National Judicial Academy Bhopal and West Bengal Judicial Academy Kolkata. He is also the head of department of Hooghly Mohsin College Law Department, and he is the chief editor of Global Journal of Juridical Sciences. He also have published different books on different subjects of law, such as law of limitation, company law, IPR. A whole day will go by if we try to enlist Sir's achievement. Before going to the next phase, I would like to invite my mentor, my teacher, and my guide to convey the sole purpose of conducting this interview. Now, over to you, sir.
Thank you, Dev Mallo. Today's gem in Meet My Gem series is Shongita Datta, who qualified NET in July 2018 and JRF in December 2018. One of my most sparkling gems, Songita, has done her LLB and LLM from Department of Law, to be precise, Graduate Department of Law, Hooghly Mohsin College. Shongita today will speak her heart and mind out on the secret of her success in cracking NET JRF in the first attempt, and the aspirants of UGC NET will be immensely benefited by her story of success. Debmallo, you can now proceed. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. And welcome, ma'am. Welcome to this video.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Devmallo.
So let's start with the first question. The first and foremost, ma'am, why did you choose this profession as teaching as a profession, and was the most satisfying thing about teaching?
Sir, Pranam Nevin. So it's a pleasure to me to be here. First of all, I would like to thank you, sir, for choosing me as your gems and give me the opportunity to share my views in this very platform of YouTube. And I'm really feel privileged to share my experience after Rajiv sir, Brotin sir, Debobroto sir, Shongita ma'am, and with the blessing of all my faculty, I just want to say that teaching profession is a profession which creates all other profession. So in one hand, belonging to that profession, exploring something new and contributing something for the society from where we all belong. It's a great thing. And in another hand, I just want to mention one thing, that the first professions of our life, that is being a child, we all are accustomed with the teaching profession. Parent is the first teacher of all of us, and then we learn various knowledges from schools, colleges, and then again the teaching profession comes here. So I just dreamed a dream to be a teacher in my earlier days. But why assistant professor of law? Because when I am entering into the LLB and LLM in Hooghly Mohsin College, I am enough privileged to have a faculty like Dr. Prem Kumar Agarwal sir, Dr. Shoshinath Mandal sir, Dr. Shubir Roy sir, Dr. Shadna Gupta ma'am, Dr. Shongita Roy Maitro ma'am, Dr. Rajiv Hassan sir, Dr. Brotin Ghosh sir, Dr. Devobrutu Basu sir, and all other concerning faculty, whoever teaches us and inspire us a lot. How simply they injected the basic idea of law and their illustrations. Still now, I am recollecting their illustrations. So whenever they are used to taught us, I just spellbound and think that teaching is the ultimate one which suits me. So that's why Demallo.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you for the answer, ma'am. Ma'am, what is the most satisfying thing about teaching?
The satisfaction comes when the students from the first bench to last bench, when they understand whatever I try to connect them. So that
Okay.
is the utmost satisfactions when they are understand the whole matter and put questions, uh, and whenever I am trying my best to solve their queries, I feel very much satisfied.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. So, ma'am, moving on to the next question. The
Yeah.
first and foremost thing that a student of LLM thinks that after passing his LLM, what eligibility the NET exam demands, and what is the age limit what the NET exam the UGC requires?
Yes, the eligibility. Actually, NATE is the minimum eligibility which is required for applied or for appointment or recruited as an assistant professor in all the universities and colleges recognized by UGC. So it's the minimum qualifications, and for that, in LLM, one applicant should have 55%. That means in master's degree, all applicants should have a 55%, and there if as per my knowledge, I know that a 5% relaxation is also available for the candidates who are belonging to the SC/ST, OBC, PWD category. And apart from that, I also want to mention one thing, that candidates who have appeared or will be appearing at their final year examinations, somehow the exam is delayed, just like now for the lockdown, etc. Means the third semester students also a competent one, eligible one to appear for this type of examinations. But after cracking NET exam within 2 years, the very candidate has to comply the norms. That means attain 55% in their master's degree. That's it. The minimum eligibility. The Mala.
Uh, Thank you, ma'am. Ma'am, the moving on to the next question, ma'am, how many hours actually did you devote to your studies? Like, the syllabus is huge, and we have got two papers, and each paper consists 10 units. So, how many hours did you study for the UNET examination?
That is a very good question. Uh, Actually, there is no time bound. Means as much I can focus to the studies. That is the ultimate key. Because if I say you that 5 to 6 hours or 10 to 12 hours, it is not the time. Means it is all about the focus, the attention, how much you can give to this preparation, that will be benefited for you. So I think there is no time bound. And if I talk about my preparations time, then also in my earlier days, I'm not investing more than 5 to 6 hours. But whenever the preparation goes on, and I very much and get the N2 to crack this net, then the hours are automatically increased, and I don't calculate the actual time period. So as much as you can focus, it is very much important for you.
Okay, ma'am, thank you for the answer, ma'am. Ma'am, while preparing, did you like used to give mock test, whether online or offline, for better speed and accuracy during the examination?
Yes, obviously the mock test is very, very essential in nowadays, as the online examinations are conducted by NTA. So therefore, if you appear a mock test before your main examinations, then you have a proper idea that how to put your answers, what are the options, and even uh, especially if you find out the NTA mock test in Google, then it will be very easy to give a mock test, and as the exams are just knocked your door. So please try once to give a mock test, and it will be surely a benefited one for you.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Ma'am, you mentioned the net. Actually, during this pandemic lockdown, we are all stuck in our homes. So,
Yes.
what are other different materials that are available by the UJC in the internet that the aspirants can avail now in this time of crisis?
Yes, in this pandemic time, all of you are in your home. So, in this time, EPG Pathshala, one very popular thing is nowadays are they are belonging to the students, because UGC created this online method through which e-notes are available to all the students without any subscription. So it's totally a free one, and the students can easily type EPG Pathshala in Google and easily find out. And there is almost 70 subjects are there, not only for the law subjects, even the non-law subjects are there. And EPG Pathshala are arranging such a great thing. So, Malo.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Ma'am, you told mock test and you told where to find the notes. Suppose, just like in other examination in LLB or in LLM, we used to follow past year question papers. So,
Yes.
if suppose someone follows the past year question papers of NET, will it be helpful?
Obviously, because until and unless you are go through the previous year questions paper, you cannot get a proper idea about the pattern, about the type of questions what are usually come in your examination. So in order to get the very basic idea, previous year question paper is definitely helps a lot. But now in these situations, after 2019, various subjects are added in the NET syllabus, in the law NET syllabus. So therefore some subjects are added, but still previous year question paper, it's not the first time after amending the syllabus. So the you have all of you who just wants to appear in this year, you have a previous year paper, so all of you have the basic idea that what type of questions comes in the uncommon topic. That means whatever be added by 2019. So previous year question paper is definitely a helpful one.
Yes, ma'am. So moving into the next question, ma'am. So, ma'am, you when we were discussing before this interview, and you told me that you gave pen and paper examination of NET and also the online examination of NET. So you have seen the best of both the worlds. So according to you, which
Yes.
one is more student friendly and more time saving? Because we as aspirants will go now and we will only get online examination. We will not know what will happen if it was a pen and paper. So I really wanna know your opinion, ma'am.
Yes, yes. It's a very relevant one, because I am experiencing this two method, that is offline and online. And believe me, the online method is much more easier than the offline one, because I am telling you the causes. As in the offline courses, there is a pen and paper method, and you have to fill the OMR sheets, and really speaking, it's a very hectic one. Means if you have done any type of mistake in filling the OMR sheets, then you cannot change your answers. But whether in the online method, you can easily change your answers before submit your test. So in the online method, the options is available, and simultaneously the offline method is time consuming, cost worthy. But in case of the online method, it's time saving, because already the clock is there in the computer screen. So all of you are very much cautious about the time, and no need to check the time. And it's also save the time, because in an offline method, the checking of answer sheets, preparing the numbers, it's very hectic one. But in the online mode, checking the papers and publishing the result is very much easier one. And simultaneously, another thing I want to mention, that is the in the online method, all of you, whenever appearing for a mock test, then you can easily find out a box is there in the right side of the screen which shows that green color, red color, purple color. That means green means the questions you have already attained, red means the questions you are not attained, and purple means the questions is just for review and check. That means you have the proper idea that how much questions you are attaining with conformity and how much questions there is a need to review and check. So and one thing more, you have to save and next, means you have to click on the button of save and next whenever you are submitting your paper. When the time ends, then only the save questions, that means the save one are be calculated. So being cautious about that, please save and please click the button of save and next and go forward.
Thank you, ma'am, for such detailed guidance, ma'am. The colors and all. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. My next question is guidance, ma'am. According to you, how much guidance is important?
Guidance, actually, there is no. If I tell about my own experience, there then in having a mentor, having a guidance who always give you the right path, who always shows you that you have to complete this syllabus within this time of period, and what is totally unknown to me. If there is one mentor, if there is one guide who always shows you the path, one thing I am remember that whenever I am communicating my words to Dr. Prem Kumar Agarwal sir, that sir, I just wants to appear in the NET exam. One thing sir said that learn by heart. So learn by heart and you can do this. So this magical words creates magic, and therefore the thing that means I am very much happily cracked the NET exam. So having a mentor like him, having a mentor like other faculties of Hooghly Motion College, I'm very much happy to be a part of this college. And in my first attempt, I cracked this, and it is only possible for the mentor, for the teachers, like all the faculties of Hooghly Motion College.
Yes, ma'am, you're right. Absolutely right, ma'am. And the last question of today, ma'am. Ma'am, this question comes directly from me, ma'am, because I am a last bencher. Yeah, so
Okay.
in sir's class also I am a last bencher. In everyone's class I am a last bencher. But according to Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam, he said that the brightest and the best minds of the country can be found on the last benches. So while teaching, ma'am, so do we, like the last benches, come in your scope, ma'am? Do you notice us? Do you see that we are like not paying attention? We're playing with our mobile and things like that. How can you grab attention of last benches, ma'am, while you are teaching?
Yes, yes. Uh, Before giving my answer, I just want to point out another thing, that I am also belongs to these backbenchers. So, being a backbenchers, I always heard every single words of all the backbenchers. Nowadays I am working in Shambhaja Law College under the University of Calcutta, and whenever I am attending my classes, that time also, generally in a classroom, three type of students are there. One is front benchers, another is the middle benchers, and the last one is the back benchers, who generally crack the exams with very poor marks, very honestly says, but they are very much talented. Why? Now, because they sit in the back bench and they can observe the whole thing in the class, similarly they learn a lot thing from the life experiences. They are believing not to obey the rules, not to obey the setup rules, but they are believing to make their own rules. So being a backbenchers, whenever I am teaching my students, I treat equally all of them, first bench to last bench. I am carefully attaining their questions and everything, and in order to grab their attention, I am always involving them into various question answer sessions, debate. I'm always asking to read out the Barak provisions, etc., etc., and in various way, I never gives them a little bit moment where their attention can be break. So I just grab their attentions in this way. So I treat equally all of them.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for the really nice explanation of the last benches, how to grab their attention, ma'am. Thank you for your precious time, ma'am. And this last question was the end of our interactive part. Now, I would like Sir to take over and say a few words.
Thank you, Debmallo. Thank you, Sangita,
Thank you,
for
sir.
this
My privilege.
lively interaction. And I forgot to mention that Sangita is now an assistant professor in Shambazar Law College, affiliated to the University of Calcutta.
Yes, sir.
And our student has become a teacher now. And
Sir, it's
she
all
is,
about all for you, sir.
but we
Because of
all are
you.
in the ultimate analysis, we all are students of law. That's okay.
Yes, sir.
But
Obviously.
then Sangita is involving her students in the classroom in a variety of ways. And whatever she said, the theme was that involve your students and he will never forget. So that was the theme, and the secrets which she shared with us for cracking net JRF, which she has cracked successfully, and she's waiting for her PhD registration in the
Yes.
University of Bardhaman. And we hope for the best for her. All the best, Shangita, for your future.
Thank you, sir.
Debmallo, okay, thank you. Debmallo, now you can take over and end with a vote of thanks.
Yes, sir. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am, for your precious time. Thank you, sir, for giving me this opportunity to take this interview, sir. And signing off to the viewers. Please stay tuned for the next episode of Meet My Gems. And thank you all.
Thank you.